What's poppin', y'all? This is D-Joy with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices. The ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that I was just sitting down in the library and I heard this gentleman say our generation is cooked. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Simply because my grandma used to always say that to me all the time. Your generation is this, your generation is that. But I truly believe that there are spiritual warriors in this generation. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people knew at some point would come, but because it may set them free from some of the spiritual ties that the people before them had, they didn't want to tell them. You know what I'm saying? So they made you believe that this generation was going to go to shit. But I believe differently. Do we have a lot of things that we need to work on? Definitely. Do we have a lot of passed down behaviors that wasn't right? Definitely. I feel as if a lot of us are very polite. You know what I'm saying? Very well mannered. Very, you know what I'm saying, understanding of others. But we only tend to use that behavior when it's a motive behind it, instead of actually operating in it because it's who we are. You know what I'm saying? And so for me personally, I just believe it's not done. I believe now is the time where the ones who are strong enough to weather the storm are going to be pushed to the front to be leaders for the ones that are still stuck, because it's a time where I feel as if it was always destined to happen like this. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people are afraid of change. So it was like, if these spiritual warriors get pushed to the front and they start revealing truth and they start moving in honesty, the world that we created before that for them will be crushed, collapsed, and man down. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are just so afraid of growing and changing that they actually want that world to stay the same. So they're basically sent to target the warriors that move righteous, that are who they are, that are here to basically make sure this generation doesn't continue. They are afraid of the change. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them don't want it to happen. So they're still lingering in that energy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so new to operate and change. It's like they want it, but they don't want it. You know what I'm saying? They want the world to stay the same, but at the same time, you want to advance and grow. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they are probably used to change. You feel me? So them experiencing what we're going through, the changes happens effortlessly. You feel me? They on board. But some people are so stuck in how the world used to be that they're targeting anyone that they can that's moved mentally into the new world. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes some of those people have to pass away because they're too stuck in the past, and they're gonna spiritually attack you and target you because you've elevated and grew. And if it works for them being stuck back there, they'll continue to stay stuck back there, and they won't care about who it affects or who they hurt. You feel me? When they target someone that's advancing into another, you know what I'm saying, world that's being birthed. A lot of people from the old world wanted the new warriors of this new world to die. They sent spiritual attacks toward them. They sent health spells towards them. You know what I'm saying? They put them in predicaments where if you're not strong enough, you wouldn't survive. You feel me? So that this world could stay the same. You know what I'm saying? So if you are someone that is of this generation or of the generation that I was born into, maybe you just not hearing the call. You're not picking up the phone and hearing the call because your old life is so comfortable to you. But it was so much darkness that was done in that world. It was so much manipulation. It was so many things done that people that are innocent are paying for. My child being one. You know what I'm saying? Paying for things that have nothing to do with her. You know what I'm saying? And so it's almost as if, like, I'm going to do my part to make sure, you know what I'm saying, she doesn't have to live that way. But think of the people before us that knew that they was doing that and knew you would pay and didn't care. They kept doing it, and they kept a secret about it. You know what I'm saying? Not caring if you were the one that was going to have to pay later on. But when something tragic happens, all of a sudden everybody's sad. How can you be that sad if you knew? You know what I'm saying? That because of how you were moving, you eventually would have to make someone closest to you pay for something because of your wrongdoing. I think that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't move that way. I just couldn't feel comfortable enough knowing I brung a child into this world, and it's a possibility that if I don't get myself right, she's going to have to pay for the things that I didn't correct. I just couldn't live with myself knowing that something could happen to me and she would have to pay for my life. I don't want that for her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do everything I can to move right. I don't care who don't like it. I really don't care. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the type of thinking you have to have when you birth kids into this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay if we didn't know it in the beginning. It's okay, but when you get to a point where you got the wisdom and you know what I'm saying, what you need to be doing, but you're holding on to toxic relationships, you don't know how to heal yourself by yourself. You don't want to heal yourself by yourself, so you latching on to people, you getting involved with them, they're spiritually attached to you. Now you got to not only deal with their demons, but yours too. That could affect you making a choice that could affect your kids. Listen, we are in a crisis right now, but that doesn't mean the generation is going to shit. You know what I'm saying? It just means that people now, whether they want to or not, have to focus on getting themselves back. You feel me? From what they thought was life. Maybe what you thought was life was never yours. It was just painted that way because, again, the people before you didn't want to have to pay for the spiritual crimes that they committed. You know what I'm saying? But as you can clearly see, your behavior is affecting everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you look around and open your eyes, something is affecting everybody. It's just a lot of people play it off better than others. You can't really point the finger at nobody. Nobody is the target. You know what I'm saying? If everybody's struggling, that doesn't make sense. It's a time where we focus on what we need to change. You know what I'm saying? So we can grow. I think this is going to be a beautiful generation. I think this is going to be a generation where we get back to the rules. You know what I'm saying? The old rules. You know what I'm saying? Not the new ones that they created that got everybody bumping heads and killing each other for no reason. Like, that's stupid. I'm talking about the old rules before I was born. You know what I'm saying? You treat thy neighbor good. You know what I'm saying? You treat your kids. You treat other people's kids how you would treat your kids. You know what I'm saying? You don't do nothing that you know is wrong that could spiritually hurt someone else. You feel me? And I feel like the universe, whether people want to choose to accept it or not, they're feeling it. A lot of people are just still stuck in the old world, so they don't understand it. But I'm one that has effectively moved into the new world, and I can process. You know what I'm saying? And now is the time where you start to understand that some of the things that you vowed to take to your grave and keep in the closet could be the reason why your grandkids are acting a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Could be the very reason why your kid could be expressing some things that they don't know how to control. You feel me? Because those are the consequences of your wrongdoing. I don't think the universe is sparing anybody anymore because it wants effective change. You know what I'm saying? And there are a certain group of people that have the ability to push that change. But they were targeted because there were people that knew that. You know what I'm saying? We know what's coming. We know people are going to automatically be pushed into change and grow. But if we hurry up and spiritually kill these people that's going to effectively shift into this new world, then people will be confused and won't know what's going on. You feel me? And then what happens is that creates more homeless people on the street, that creates more mental health, that creates more population in jail, and it gives these people more money to be passed from generation to generation. You feel me? Hey, I'm telling you, it's a lot thicker than what people could imagine or possibly believe. But I don't believe this generation is shit at all. I believe it's a time to be alive Some days I wake up and I'll be like, not this shit again. But some days I wake up like, you know what? I'm glad I am who I am right now in this time period. Because I'm going to have the ability to possibly fight off what my daughter won't have to fight. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably what you're here to do once you have kids. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of that. Because it has been some attacks. You feel me? And I thought I wasn't going to make it. But I made it. You feel me? Every day. And the closer you get to understanding who you truly are, it now all of a sudden starts to make sense. You know what I'm saying? Of why you had to go through what you was going through. Why you were put through so many tests like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, like I said, it would have been nice to have a warning. But how do you really mentally prepare someone for this? You can't. But I feel like truly and honestly, one thing my spouse, my daughter, you know what I'm saying, anybody that I have a bond or connection with won't have to worry about is me manipulating or lying to them. You know what I'm saying? Ever. Because I promise you, when it come time for me to take that permanent nap, I want to be at peace. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I morally stood correct. No matter who it hurt. People are afraid of the truth. People thought, you feel me, power came with money. No. Power comes with truth. That's what a real power is. Because it's something that's hidden in between reality and, you feel me, low vibration. It's right in the middle. But it's something that's so foreign. People do not like the truth. People cannot stand it. You know what I'm saying? And listen, it wakes people up, but it makes you irritated and feared at the same time because people don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But it's the greatest strength of power when you know that you know the truth. You feel me? You don't got to dim your light because you know the truth. You know what I'm saying? They are banking on the world not knowing the truth. They're banking on keeping the world asleep. And the people that do know the truth, you feel me? Sometimes they're going to have to take a risk too. For speaking it out. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I do know is that the universe, God, Allah, whatever you want to call it, all the same thing with different names. You know what I'm saying? Your ancestors, whatever. They like when people consciously look out for people because it's their nature, not because there's a motive behind it. They will make sure you're okay. You know what I'm saying? Because the world is cruel. And it will spiritually, if not physically, kill you. I'm pretty sure all of us have known someone we have lost in the last 3 years unexpectedly. And whether you want to have a deep connection with them or not, it hurt. You feel me? So just imagine if that sudden death was caused by something spiritually done in the past that was kept a secret. Because I feel like when people, before you pass away, they pass away with secrets. You know what I'm saying? And if you're brave enough to fight the war and discover the truth, you'll be able to discover those secrets. You know what I'm saying? And it could either save you or harm you. If you're not strong, you might not make it. You know what I'm saying? But this generation, I feel like is the greatest time to be alive. I feel like it's the time to watch the world make a miraculous change. You know what I'm saying? But while we're in the middle of change and still living in the old world, it's going to be some battles you're going to have to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's going to have to be some, you know what I'm saying, people from the past that don't like the fact that you're able to effortlessly move on and not be stuck like them, and they'll try to brain trip you out, and you, next thing you know, you done went on a trip with them. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful and learn how to protect yourself and look at life in a positive perception. It is a great time to be alive, because one of my greatest accomplishments in life as a human being is going to be the fact that I know that I did everything in my power to make sure that my daughter does not have to suffer at the consequences of the things that I've done in the past. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't be more happier than that for that being the greatest accomplishment. It's not about all the money I made. It's not about, you feel me, the jobs I had. It's not about the accomplishments. It's about that. And I'm going to stand on next about it. You feel me? I'm not going down without a fight. I made a big sacrifice to be in this position, and I would do it all over again. You feel me? To make sure her life is safe when she gets older. That is the biggest inheritance I feel like you can give your kid. You feel me? And it's worth more than money. So this generation ain't going to shit. It's just that a lot of people don't want to evolve and grow. You know what I'm saying? They only want to be polite and well-mannered when it benefits them, instead of just naturally being like that. Stop lying. Tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Do things the right way. Even if it hurts, do it anyway. We're pushing into the age of change. But you have to start with the change first. You might not be able to do it the second day, but try it again on the third day. And stay focused and keep going. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.